Hello, you lovely people.
And welcome back to another episode of
Finding Our Feet.
My name is Sam Henley.
My name is Sean Merrick.
And I am Becca Boomer.
Now, Finding Our Feet is a podcast all about being young in this ever-changing world and trying to find our feet in a world that doesn't stand still. All about the highs, the lows, and who the hell knows. Join us and learn more about what our lives are like.
Like a wee rhyme, love that.
Yeah.
So, in this episode, you can expect us to be up to our normal shenanigans, playing some games, having some fun, messing about a bit. But we have another guest, 'cause we are lucky. And today's episode, we have the amazing Dermot Daly.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. So, Dermot Daly, he is a very established and active director that we have all had the pleasure to meet through the conservatoire as he's worked with us there. And he's just going to come in and talk to us about how he finds working in the industry whilst living in Leeds.
So, like every podcast, we're going to begin by doing a little game and having a bit of fun. And the game today, if you've heard of it before, is drafts.
Ooh.
Oh.
What is drafts, you may be saying? Well, I'm going to tell you. Drafts is basically, I've given my two co-hosts here before this podcast some topics. And I've said, I want you to rank the top 5 things of that topics. For example, that could be condiments, and they could be like, number 1, ketchup.
That is the top.
There
That is
you
the
go.
top.
That's the example.
It has
So-
to be.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
To give
I
it a bit
agree.
of a challenge, a
No
bit of
mayonnaise.
competition.
Barbecue sauce is close though.
Oh, these guys. For a bit of competition and to keep it a bit of fun, basically they're going to give us the top 5 rankings and I'm going to judge whose is better. And you guys at home giving it a listen, feel free to make your own rankings and message us on Finding Our Feet podcast on Instagram and let us know what your rankings are and who you think made the better drafts. Because I'm obviously
ready.
gonna have my
I'm ready for
opinions,
this
but
one.
you're going to have yours as well.
I'm ready.
So first of all, the first topic is I want your draft, your top 5 of the best things that start with S.
Who's going first, Sean? It's up to you. It's up to
I
you.
want to remind the listeners that my name is Sean and Sam here begins with Sam. There's 2 S's in this room, so Becca Boomer.
Yeah.
I want to hear your top 5 things beginning with S.
Okay, well, number 1, Sam is my competitor and you're choosing the winner, Sean. So, number 1 is the name Sean.
Oh, that's a
It's a
fantastic
great
I must say
name.
that's a fantastic answer.
Yeah.
By the way, I just
want
want to say the name's Sean, not you.
Oh, that's a,
Yeah, but
There we
things
go.
beginning with S.
Ooh,
that's
a bit weird, isn't it?
That's
Terrible,
a good point. That's a good
terrible.
point.
But the
Ooh.
name is good because the people that have that name are fabulous.
That's such a valid argument. I totally agree. I
Do you know
totally
what I mean?
agree.
I've never met a bad Sean.
Oh, exactly. Oh, it's just perfect.
This is terrible. this.
Yeah. Next,
Get on
I
with it.
have s'mores.
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 S'mores are
slap.
Such
good.
a good
S'mores are a good
shout.
one with the little,
S'mores slap.
with the wee
Ooh.
S and the apostrophe.
Yeah, yeah.
S apostrophe more, yes please. Then I've got Scorpios because I myself am a Scorpio
Oh,
and I'm
we're bringing
great.
it in.
Oh, we're bringing in astrology.
Oh,
are we?
Yeah.
flipping heck.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about
Um,
this. I can't say I'm
Next
much of a
one
fan of
is
astrology.
really really good, and I think it could be number top like 1.
Number
but-
top.
Number top 1. But I put it further down the list, and it's slippers / socks because I hate being barefoot.
Slippers would be high on my list,
Yeah,
and socks as well.
yeah.
That's a way to say it. Oh, I love me some socks.
Oh, yeah, fun.
Okay, and number 5 is Subway.
Oh, okay.
Subway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Subway's criminally underrated.
Yeah,
That's
really
my
good.
Yes.
And I know you really love a Subway.
Do you love a
too.
Subway?
He does, he
I do
does.
love a Subway. Do you know what? Really quickly, do you know what I would get at Subway?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
Go
here
on,
we go.
list it off.
Oh,
yeah.
do I know what
Oh,
you
Yeah,
brownie
yeah.
points, brownie points.
Do you know what I get at Subway?
No.
All right, listen up. Italian herb and cheese, 6-inch turkey breast, a bunch of that salad, and give me that mango habanero. Yes, now. Perfect.
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
I'm a fan of that draft. That is
Okay.
a good draft, but I think
Let
it's
Sam have a
beatable.
go.
I think it's beatable. Sam, give us your draft.
Okay,
it's
so the first one that I put, obviously in no order, I put soup.
Ooh,
soup.
I
You
want
know-
an order, actually.
An order?
I do want 1
Christ
through 5
almighty.
of your top 5.
Okay, well, Well, soup. I've already said soup, so
Soup.
let's just soup, especially chicken and sweet corn soup from the Chinese takeaway.
Is that your number 1 or your number 5?
It bangs. That is number 4.
You're going for okay. Soup 4.
Okay,
chicken and
we'll
sweet corn.
go.
Okay. Strong.
Can I go from the bottom to the top to make it
go
even
from the
better?
bottom to the top.
Okay, cool. So let's do 5 as sporks.
Sporks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fork
fair.
and spoon.
That's
You can
good.
do 2 in 1.
Best of both
Like,
worlds.
come on.
Mix and match.
And then after that, so now number 3, I actually also put slippers.
Oh,
I also put slippers.
Great minds think
I didn't do
alike.
slippers and socks because I feel it's cheating doing 2 in 1 basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
like
a valid
fluffy
point now.
socks,
Slops.
fluffy socks count as slippers in my eyes. Do you know what I mean?
No, I hear you there. No,
They're
I do
comfy.
hear you
They're
there.
comfy. I have to agree with my
Yeah.
competitor here.
Of course you would.
Yeah, of course. Number 2, I would go, or the second to last one. I'd go sneezing.
You like that? That's rogue.
Yeah.
Nothing beats the satisfaction of a properly executed sneeze.
But nothing's worse than being teased by a sneeze and then it runs away.
yeah,
good
but then
point.
you're not sneezing.
Yeah, but that's what's associated with sneezing.
Okay.
Sam loves sneezing, so he goes around licking door handles to try
Yeah.
and get a cold.
I just always go.
Also, sneezes are also
Must be
associated with a cold, which is awful. So
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
like
that's a
a cold.
terrible
I
second
think
choice.
that's a
Well,
rogue pick.
my top one is sleeping.
That's good. That's good.
Come on, you have to do
Okay.
it to live.
Oh, it's such a
Damn,
good point.
bro.
It is a priority to life.
Some people say you
That's
have
such
to
a good point.
s'mores to live, though. So
Oh, this is a difficult choice because Becca Boomer, I love s'mores, and you did say Sean as number 1, whereas Sam sleeping. I am going to give this though to Becca Boomer
Okay, nice.
because sneezing is so rogue. I don't know if you
your
can put that
only
at
your
number
only
2.
good
I
one
rate it.
was the same as me and sleeping.
But Sam, you can redeem yourself
I like
because
sleeping.
we have 2 more of these. So Sam and Becca Boomer, I want your top 5 draft for people you'd want on your zombie apocalypse team. Becca Boomer, let's go 5-1. Give me your zombie apocalypse team.
Okay. The first one is given Tallahassee from Zombieland,
Is this number 5 or number 1?
number 1.
Number 1,
Oh.
Tallahassee. Oh, that's a
Because
good shout.
he knows what he's doing already. He's
That's a
done
really
it.
good shout.
He knows his way. Also very entertaining. You want someone like to bring up the mood, and he's just a
And
badass
he can,
with
he can put up with a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
fact. Okay.
Very good. Give us your number 2.
So that's my kind of. He's got the information. He's got the smarts
got the
around
brains.
zombies. Yes. Then I went for money and skill.
Okay.
So I've said Iron Man.
Oh, over Batman. I thought that was where it was going.
No.
I've
Yeah,
gone for
we
actual
go.
people.
Iron Man is so funny. Batman is miserable. I don't want that energy. Sorry. I love Batman, but
Sorry.
I won't apologise. Number 3, we've got. Now this is the brains. In a zombie apocalypse, what might you die of if it's not from a zombie bite?
Starvation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. So I went with
A salad.
Flint Lockwood from Cloudy with a Chance of
Oh,
Meatballs.
that's a great pick.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
So no matter what you do, you've always got food coming in. Also, choose the food that'll knock some of the zombies out. You know, you see what I'm saying?
Point.
Yeah.
That's such a good. This is a brilliant list
Yeah,
so
this
far.
is
It's
good.
gonna be
I
hard to
think-
beat, Sam.
I've got a good list.
Number 4, I've put Hit Girl from Kick-Ass.
I've not seen
I've
it.
not seen it either. Terrible.
I've
You
seen
see,
it, yeah.
you see, the
You haven't seen
the
it?
person who's choosing the
Kick-Ass.
points hasn't even seen
This
it.
is
That's
losing points
crazy.
now.
Crazy.
Ooh.
It's so good.
Okay.
And then number 5, I put my mom. Because,
Oh, that's a good point.
Because I think that she wouldn't be able to survive by herself, and I'd need to protect her with all of this.
So the rest of your family, they can die, but you bring your mum along.
I think the rest of my family would be fine. I don't think my mum would.
You know,
be.
I would have allowed you to say your whole family, but nope, you're gonna bring Mumsy.
That's terrible though. Oh, flipping heck. Is that your list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that is a strong top
That's
5.
that's a good list.
It is brought down slightly by the character that I didn't know. So Sam, give me your top 5. Let's see if it's
Okay.
beatable.
So from 1 to 5 this time. So
Right, 1 to 5.
The most important person. And I've gone for actual people, by the way. I
Okay.
haven't gone for like Iron Man or whatever.
Sounds boring already.
I don't want to hear excuses. Let me hear your list.
That's all right. I've gone 4. Bear Grylls.
Oh, that's good. Except he fakes half of his stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
does he?
So-
But I think he'd be. I
Yeah.
think he'd have knowledge of what to do in a survival.
Not only
point.
if you're in the
Place.
wilderness, though.
Yeah. He'll know
Well, you
what
never
berries to eat.
Exactly. Okay. Number 2, I've gone with Chris Eubank.
Yeah, okay.
He's a smart man and he's a dangerous man.
And he's got great poems.
Exactly.
Keep you entertained.
Exactly. Number 3, I've gone for Sergio Ramos. He's a very passionate man, and
a
he
very
gets stuck
passionate
in
man.
on a pitch.
Fiery.
Yeah, and you never know if
Fights for what he believes in.
yeah, exactly. If he needs to slide tackle a zombie, he is there. And then we go number 4. I've gone Brian Cox.
Yeah, no, I like
You
it.
get the info on the
I
zombies.
love listening to Brian Cox, so bringing him
Oh,
along.
it was between Brian Cox or Nardwar.
Oh, they're both
And I went
Guys,
for Brian Cox.
Can I just say to listeners, my face right now is just a blank expression of what?
No, you like my number 5.
Wah.
I promise you like number 5. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, why?
Ugh.
Why?
No reason. I just think he'd thrive in the chaos.
That's a good point.
Legacy. What is a legacy?
Oh, but he wouldn't shut up though.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
I would
He'd
want-
give you
I would-
entertainment. He'd
I
give you
would
entertainment.
Do my head in. I want to.
Imagine Chris Eubank and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Sounds like a terrible
I think
thing.
I'd go into the apocalypse wishing I was
Do you know
bit.
what it is?
Whoa.
Oh,
I
he's probably
already
a
know
lovely guy. I
mine
don't
is
know.
better, but I feel like it's gonna go to
No,
Sam.
listen. Here's the thing, Boomer. I loved your list, but I love Brian Cox. I love the idea of going into an apocalypse with Sergio Ramos, right? And Chris Eubank. I want to sit down and have dinner with
Hey,
that
that's
man, let alone
class, that's
survive
class.
an apocalypse with him. I'm gonna give this one to Sam Henley.
Yeah,
I
make
see
it
what
even.
you did there.
Make it even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see
yeah.
what you
Last
did
one.
there.
No, cool.
This last one,
Oh, God.
I want quick fire.
All right,
okay?
calm.
Okay.
Calm.
Okay.
Let's go. The worst songs to play at a funeral.
Yeah.
Okay?
Me first.
Yeah.
Becca Boomer.
Okay. Number 5 is Scotty doesn't know, because I think that if the person is dead and their name is Scotty, I think that'd be really funny. Number 2 is Friday from Rebecca Black, because everybody would want to leave the funeral.
Oh, my Christ.
Number 3 is Best Day Ever from SpongeBob.
That's quite bad.
That's such a tune, you know.
It's a
That is
great
such
song.
a tune.
Oh, I can imagine it.
Then I've got number 2, Another One Bites the Dust.
That's quite
I've got that one.
And then
I've got that one.
and then I've got Highway to Hell.
I've
Oh,
also got that one.
they're all brilliant.
Oh.
They're all brilliant. I'm a huge fan of that list.
Did you know Scotty doesn't know?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. Go on, Sam. Give me your list. Try and beat
right.
that
What's
if you
that?
dare.
You can't change your mind now.
No,
You need to
'cause
write down.
Right, so I've got number 5. I've got Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead from Wizard of
Okay.
Oz.
Yep. Nice.
Number 4, I've got Another One Bites the Dust. Number 3, I've got Highway to Hell. So we're similar.
Yeah.
Number 2, I've got Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham.
That's a great choice.
And then number
Oh.
1, just for the vibes, Monkeys Spinning Monkeys by Kevin MacLeod.
Nice.
That's
It's
my
fun.
list.
Get to
One.
know.
Oh,
Don't know
wait.
it.
That's
wait.
a YouTube classic.
I'll get it up, don't you worry. You guys keep
Song of the
chatting.
week.
Oh, I've got to make my choices. So we've got an iconic meme song as number 1, or we've got just the perfectly brilliant.
Wait,
list from
this is
Becca
Monkeys
Boomer.
Spinning Monkeys, wait. Wait, let me... They can't hear it, wait, 1 second. There you go,
Wow.
they've heard it,
That's
they've heard it, right.
terrible.
Brilliant.
That's that one.
Brilliant. That's a real throwback. That's made me feel nostalgic.
Thank
Big
you.
throwback to like
There you go.
2010s. Yeah, nice. Okay, I have to make my choice, and it's a really difficult choice, I must say. And hopefully, you listening at home have made your choices of whose list you prefer. Feel free to let us know. You know where. I'm gonna give this one to
Oh.
Becca Boomer. I love the list. Sorry, Sam,
No,
you've
that's
hit
totally
my nostalgia, but
Yeah.
they were
Totally
perfect
fair.
lists. I have to give it. Let us know on Finding Our Feet podcast on Instagram what your lists would have been, and let's see if you can beat the guys in the studio.
Well, we're going to move on now to the pre-recorded interview that we did with Dermot.
Yes.
It was very informative, very engaging, very entertaining. So please enjoy this.
Okay, so here we are. Welcome to the pod. We've got Dermot Daly. How are you?
I am all right today. I'm awake.
Perfect. Just tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Oh God, how long have you got?
We've got all the time in the world.
I guess the short answer is that I tell stories and help other people to tell their stories. That therefore manifests itself in directing stuff. So I direct for theatre, direct for radio, direct for film. Dramaturgy, don't ask me what that is. We haven't got enough time. Bits of acting here, there, and everywhere, and lots of academic research and lecturing and teaching.
Very
Yeah,
good.
so you're a tutor and a director and all the other stuff. How do you kind of balance all of those within the industry? Like a bit of advice for us anyway, moving forward.
Advice wise, I'm in that lucky position where I get to tell stories for a living across everything that I do.
Mm.
I would say always make sure that you find something that aligns with your values, as something that you can stick to.
Yeah.
And try and find something that isn't in the arts. If you spend your entire life thinking about art, then you never end up making any.
Oh,
That's very good.
that's knowledge.
Very true.
That is knowledge.
So obviously you direct outside of the uni and then you teach a lot of students, which are technically adults. But they're
Technically.
18.
Some of them.
Yeah. But I feel like that's very different than directing people that are actually out in the industry and have a bit more experience and stuff like that. So how do you find, how would you compare the two? And if you could give some advice to students that want to be a bit more professional, what would you say?
I think the first question is work out what professional is.
Yeah.
Good point.
Um,
Very good point.
I think there's a thing in there where there is the idea of inverted commas what professional is what the industry tells you it is, but it's not always professional. Like I cherish the fact that I don't have to wear a shirt and tie to work,
Yeah.
but in some situations that deems me as unprofessional.
Yeah.
I think if you think about professional as courtesy, so be on time, do the homework, and that's for students and for pros.
Yeah.
Listen, engage, offer, like be present. That's professional.
That's really nice.
And also don't take it too seriously. We tell stories for a living.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's so true.
It's not heart surgery. You're not, it's one of those interesting things where if you're training to be a heart surgeon, open heart surgery, which I know literally nothing about, but I make the assumption that if you are a bit shaky with your scalpel, someone might die, right?
Yeah.
If you're performing or making or writing or thinking about stories and storytelling and performance, and you make a mistake, no one dies. You might feel a little bit silly, but no one's dead.
Yeah, it's
So,
embarrassment.
yeah. But also, who ever died of embarrassment?
Very
That's a good
true.
point. Yeah.
I feel like someone maybe.
Right, that's your task. Find out who died of embarrassment.
We're back in tutor mode.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, sorry.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. You said you worked across like radio, television, like film, theatre. Kind of, how does your approach differ between the different platforms as an actor and a director? Really.
The difference is how much I get paid.
Yeah.
That was nowhere near as deep as I thought you thought I was going to go. I think what's the difference? The content dictates the form, and the form dictates the content. So, radio, for example, you can have a massive explosion, and you can have millions of people in a football stadium, and you can recreate that with 10 people in the studio. You can do that for literally a fraction of the cost that it would cost to do on film. In theatre, you can set up metaphors and you can set up physical motifs that you couldn't do on audio. In film, you can do things like the big explosion, like the car crash, like the helicopter, like the impossible flying trick that you can do, which you can't do on stage. I think the difference between the mediums is where the boundaries are for your imagination. And so long as you know those, then push to the edge and try and push through them.
Yeah, that's nice advice.
Do you think if money wasn't a factor, which I know it always is,
Oh,
but if money wasn't a factor and you could only do radio, film, or stage, which would you pick, or which would be the most fulfilling?
As a director,
Yeah, as a director or as an
Or
actor, if
both,
it's a
say
different
both,
answer.
yeah.
right? So as an actor, radio every time.
Oh wow,
Really?
I
interesting.
absolutely adore radio
Wow.
and audio work. It's just joyful, and it really appeals to my lazy side. Because there's no costume, there's no
Golden
makeup.
onesie.
Yeah,
Really.
just
Do you know what I
like
mean?
a shirt and tie, you can literally go in your pajamas. We were talking. We were talking.
I mean, there have been audio jobs during lockdown where it was business on top, shorts down below. Like I literally didn't bother. So yeah, as an actor, radio for sure. As a director, I don't know. Honestly, I'm torn between all three because all three have things that pull at me. I think I'd possibly theatre might edge it solely because that's where I started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because it feels like it's a massive playground.
Well, I think it's like anything. Like if you only did one thing for the rest of your life, not it would get boring, but I feel like mixing it up and trying different things and doing different things, it makes the next thing like you want to break stuff up. I feel like people do that every day.
Yeah.
They don't want to just sit. Like if someone's biggest wish was to eat all day, they would definitely get bored of eating all
for
day,
sure.
even if
Wow,
it
you
wasn't.
tell it for
No,
yourself.
hold on. I mean,
That was a bit too
but
far.
no. But the thing there is, eating all day might be, but what are you eating?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you have
Is
everything.
the variety within that? I think the thing about different mediums, as different genres, in fact, is that they can bump into each other. So I'm very aware that the stuff that I've learnt doing radio has very definitely come into my theatre work. And working with actors in the theatre has made working with actors on film infinitely easier. All of those things kind of cycle around and they inform each other and they allow you to push against the boundaries.
Oh.
Why can't I have a proper soundtrack for a theatre piece? Why do I have to have a soundtrack for a film piece?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Knowledge, innit?
You can
Very
definitely
well.
tell who's the student and who is the professional.
Do you think
Oh,
like,
steady.
do you think like as an artist it's been very beneficial for you to work in all these different mediums and really give them all a try? And if you had like sort of specialized early on, say you were like, or I'm gonna do theatre because that's what I really like, would that have limited you as an artist?
I can't answer that second question because I haven't done it.
Fair.
I think what I ended up doing was just saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
A bit like to extend the food metaphor. You know, when you go to an all you can eat and there's like you go for the stuff that you know you like,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and then you kind of go, I'll try a bit of that if that's all right, and then that becomes your favorite thing, or it becomes the thing that makes you sick.
Yes.
And I kind of think if you think about storytelling, which is why I say I tell stories, if you think about it as storytelling, there's no differentiation between how that story is told. If it's written down, if it's performed, if it's acted, if it's a fashion show, if it's a radio piece, it's all story. Whereas if you kind of say, I just do theatre, then my question would always be, well, what does theatre mean to you?
Yeah.
Because to be fair, just doing theatre could be doing film and theatre, imitating the dog, for example, or Jamie Lloyd. It could be live audio plays. It could be, kind of all of the 6 o'clock, not all of them, but some of the 6 o'clock panel shows on Radio 4 are done in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
There's a theatre to that.
Yeah.
Like, where's the edge? So why hem yourself in?
Yeah.
Very
Nice.
true.
Yeah.
Very true. I mean, Sean went to see Bullring Techno Makeout Jams recently.
yeah.
Released bands. Thoughts on that?
Oh, it was brilliant. I remember coming to you at the time saying, "Oh,
It's a good show, that.
yeah. You were awfully humble, which I was very surprised at. I remember I think
Yeah.
you said to me, I didn't do anything, which
I didn't.
I hugely disagree because it was a great show.
But I think that's what I mean about uh, this idea of no one dies.
Yeah.
Like the amount of joy we had making that show, and And I've got to give absolute props to Nathan Queeley-Dennis, who was the performer and the writer, and Amy Nemi, who is our stage manager and possibly one of the greatest humans I've ever worked with.
Oh.
And Ellie Keel, who produced it brilliantly, and Tash Kettle, who all of these brilliant people kind of came together to kind of do it. But it's really important that I mention those people, and I've missed out David Doyle, and I've missed out TFB.
Too many to name.
But it's really important because it really heightens the fact that it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Which is why I will always say I didn't do anything, because I'm surrounded by geniuses.
Wow.
So it's just giving those geniuses the space and what they need to do their work. And then you kind of sit back and kind of put the seasoning on top of it. You know, it needs a bit of salt, needs a bit of pepper, a little bit less of that, a little bit more of that. You can be more bold, you can be less bold. It's a bit like in disc jockey terms, a bit like riding the desk, like taking the faders up and down and working all that out. Like, as a director, I don't think I have any discernible talent. I'm just surrounded by people who are really talented.
Wow. I think it's a really humble view.
Yeah,
but
for someone that's so good at what they do, you're making it sound like
it's
so
easy. Yeah.
Is there anything that you feel like, is there any moments where you were like, this is properly challenging for you,
Yeah.
directing or even further into it?
Oh God, I think that one of the most challenging things that comes to mind was I did a show with Red Ladder, and we started it in 2019. No, that's a lie. We started it in 2020, and we were 2 weeks away from opening, and lockdown happened.
Got him.
So it went, and then we brought it back again, and there was the period when our glorious overlords decided it would be really good while there was a rampaging virus around the world to reopen for a couple of weeks, because obviously the economy is worth more than people's lives. So we were ready to open at Lee's Playhouse during that kind of thing. And then they brought in that tiered lockdown thing where certain parts of the country were, which didn't make any sense at all because cars exist. As does Barnard Castle, but that's a whole nother podcast. And we were literally in the middle of dress when whoever it was that was health secretary at the time, I'm not going to name him, we all know who he was, said that West Yorkshire was part of that, and we were literally midway through dress, so we had to cancel. And then we finally opened the following year, and I've never been so nervous, and everyone was really excited because it was happening. Yeah. And I couldn't relax until the show finished. And it was something about, we'd got so close before. And yet, like, nothing was going to happen on that day. We kind of knew, we thought we knew. But I couldn't relax until we'd finished and it was done. And that's when I felt okay. But like nervousness, there's always nervousness. There's always kind of like, you never know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah. Like,
you open a show, and the Boring Sat Night is a perfect example. Is it funny? Was genuinely a conversation we had before we started. And we opened in Edinburgh, and there were laughs in places that we'd forgotten we laughed at when we first read it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I totally understand that feeling. I totally understand.
It's incredible.
You're not funny at all.
Oh. To be fair, when we performed The Crucible, we were like, yeah, let's take all funny bits out of it. And there was still stuff that people laughed at.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, also like kind of out of, like, I mean, for that particular show, it was very much people laugh because they feel like we shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, there's laughing at being
nervousness.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, even when we were doing our acting showcase, we'd done the scenes so many times. We'd seen each other do those scenes loads, and all of those laughs had gone. And then we got up on stage and did it in front of a sold out crowd. Ooh. But like,
nice.
But industry,
humble brag.
But like all of like the kind of second years and first years, and we got loads of laughs for certain moments, and we were like, oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I totally, I'm with you on that.
Or even in mine, well, we thought it was really serious and hard cutting, and we were like, oh, people are gonna cry. They just started laughing. I think it's my accent. But, well, I'm telling myself it's that and not my acting.
You do whatever you need to see yourself through, my friend.
Dermot, you've been in Leeds for a very long time now, and you've
Yeah.
got to sort of experience everything there really is, the highs, the lows, and everything really.
Yeah.
Is there anything that really like sticks to you about sort of the culture that you've seen in Leeds, and has any of that influenced your art, or have you shared any of those stories?
I think it's my love of Leeds has grown. Um, I think artistically, it was really interesting actually. Kind of, this is gonna age me a little bit, but like 20 years ago or so, Leeds was very much a music city. Kaiser Chiefs, Pigeon Detectives, all of that sort of
Yeah.
stuff happening. And then over the last 5 or 6 years, conservatoire, obviously, starting School of Drama, so musical theatre, actor musicianship. You've got obviously the course, the academic-y centered course at University of. There's a acting and theatre performance course at Leeds Beckett. There's loads of kind of training ground in the city. Kirkstall Road wasn't Kirkstall Road when I first came to Leeds, and it's kind of done that kind of peaking and dropping again. But that corridor of kind of production companies, the fact that so much TV and so much stuff is made up here because it's in inverted commas cheaper. I think the thing that's really impressed on me is that I love working in the north. A, because it's cheaper. B, because people smile. And C, because there are some really gorgeous stories here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think there's no shade on London at all. Obviously, I go to London for work every so often. But I just think that we need to tell stories where we are
Yeah.
and where we're grounded.
You talk about sort of those stories in Leeds and in Yorkshire. Are there any that stick to mind that you can remember?
It's the theatre stuff that I've seen, or just stories.
Just stories. Anything that you remember as being particularly beautiful or memorable?
I tell you, one of the things that is one of the there are kind of like landing points, you might say, on a map that you kind of triangulate and you go, that meant something. I didn't realize it meant something at the time. Very long story short, there was a bloke called David Oluwale who was killed by the police in Leeds and dumped in the River Aire. Go find out about him. Like, horrendous story. It's the reason why we have West Yorkshire Police and not Leeds City Police.
Right.
Wow.
I
Okay.
never knew.
Anyway, so if you know Leeds, the old police station was directly opposite Leeds Playhouse. So where the Victoria car park is, that was the old police station.
Oh.
And Eclipse Theatre did a show called The Hounding of David Oluwale, which was about this story about this bloke. Now, bear in mind that he was harassed by these police in that police station, which was still there at the time before it got taken down and became the John Lewis and then the car park and whatever. And Leeds Playhouse didn't have its fancy front as is. So if you think about where that fancy front is, it was just a wall. And they used to hang massive vinyl posters across the front of that to say what was happening in the theatre in the next couple of weeks, whatever. Right. And the poster for The Hounding of David Oluwale was this picture of his face.
Right.
Wow.
And it will never shivers down the back of my spine, literally thinking about it. He was on a massive, it must have been like 6, 7, 8 foot. It was massive, this massive poster hung over the side of a building. His face looking at the police station.
Wow.
And it felt like a massive 2 fingers up, as in, I won.
Yeah.
That will always stay with me.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I don't know if it's been documented anywhere, but it definitely happened. It's not a false memory. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that really engages me in that idea of that's why we need to tell the stories about where we are, because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just wanted to just to think like
Yeah.
that's a really beautiful,
No, I'll definitely.
tragically beautiful, but
Yeah.
How long
Wow.
ago was this? That you
It's like
that
20
you
years
had,
ago,
20
ish.
years?
Oh, the show?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Probably 10, 15 years ago? It's a
And
good
was
long
the-
time ago.
Was the building, did you say, still in use, or was it just like they moved
I
at that point?
I think it was still in use at that point, and not long after that, they started to dismantle it.
Well, I can imagine why.
yeah.
Thank you very much. I have won. See you later.
Well, we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like kind of wrapping my head around stuff like that, and also, yeah, as you say, just telling stories about the places that we are for reasons that are really powerful, and
We can't
cultural.
make any we can't make anything better if we don't know what came before.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what came before, what you might end up doing is reinventing the wheel. And if you're constantly reinventing the wheel, you're not using that wheel to move you somewhere.
It's a quote.
You've got quotes.
Oh, there we
You
go.
really started this
Have that
just
for
off
free.
your head. For free. Well, I mean, talking about theatre that impacts you and really touches
Mhm.
people, have you got anything exciting coming up that you're overly excited about or inspired by?
There is. Um, so literally today, and it goes out on February 21st, but it'll be on iPlayer afterwards. I've been working on a documentary for, this is a massive clang. I've been working on a documentary for the BBC World Service,
Ooh.
clang,
Oh.
called The Only Thing Certain in Life. And it is potted history of the story. It's a very old friend of mine. Like I've known Roachy since I was 10 or 11. And Roach had cancer and she's good now. She's good.
Good.
But the program is the documentary is her kind of going through some of that treatment, but also working out how we deal with death because it's the last taboo. We don't talk about it. And I literally this afternoon listened to an early edit of it, and it made me cry. It's just gorgeous. So yeah, that goes out in a couple of weeks. Yeah, February 21st, so a couple of weeks.
Oh, nice.
It's a gorgeous piece of work. And she is incredible. Like her bravery in telling her story in the way that she does just blew me away. So that's one thing, and I'm associate director on Public Interest, which is Commonwealth's show, which is going to be part of Bradford 2025.
Lovely. That's cool.
We had an R&D weekend last weekend, and it is gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
So yeah, those two things I'm very excited. I'm sure there's other stuff, but
Well, just kind of going on that, like, what advice would you give to emerging directors and actors who are navigating the theatre industry today, who like are in our position? This is kind of for us, who are going out of drama school, going into that unknown, that like the real world for the first time. What would be your kind of your like not
I
first
think
steps, but that kind of vibe?
I think the one thing to hold on to, and I'm still learning this, is don't be afraid to send that email. Don't be afraid to send that text message. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And it's really difficult. And I'm still learning how to do that. But I think sometimes just, putting your boots on and just going, right, I'm just going to go for a walk. I'm just going to see what happens. And working on the premise, it's better to know that a door is shut than wondering if it'll ever open.
Wait, I'm
Ask.
going to make a quote.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at
stop.
Calendar. An inspirational calendar of Dermot Daly. Well, can I have like a follow-on question from that?
Go
No,
for
you
it.
It
can't.
might just be for me, but I'm just because obviously we're talking about inspirational work and passionate about, and then us going into the industry and not really knowing what sort of things we're gonna get or go for, and to take everything. But when there's work that you're not passionate about or that you really feel isn't to do with your values, or do you think that it would be okay to turn that down even if it is something that like could get you further if it doesn't align with what messages you want to send?
I think to answer it directly, getting you further, qualify what that means.
Like
Ooh.
one job can lead to another job.
Yeah, opens doors for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like how we're told to take everything that you get, but sometimes that might.
Yeah. So to answer that, and then to give you, I'm pointing behind my computer screen because there's a poster on my wall. I'll tell you about that in a sec. if you're going to take on a job, and I think a lot about mental health and physical health and the way that we look after ourselves, if you are going to take a job that the money of which is going to have to pay for your counselling for the next 6 months, don't take the job.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fair.
So there's one thing. And then the post on my wall, I've got literally it's 3 questions. Why this? Why you? Why now? And for every job I've taken for the last 5 or 6 years, maybe more, it's passed through those 3 gates.
Wow.
Wow.
And do you know what? Why this? Because I'm skin and it's been offered. That's fine. Why you? Because they couldn't find anyone better. That's also fine. Why now? Because I'm skin and I need to pay the gas bill. But the reason why those 3 questions are really important is that when it gets really difficult, you know the reason why you've taken that job. If you've taken it because you want to get another job after that, I would argue that's not taking this job, that's looking to the one after it.
Yeah,
Be where you are.
Mic drop.
there we go.
Yeah.
Mic drop multiple at a time.
Yeah, literally. We're gonna slowly wrap up, but before we get on to our like other segments, what is next for Dermot Daly? So you've mentioned about the stuff that you've got coming up. Is there anything else that you want to kind of plug?
I've written a book, but
Oh,
I can't tell you anything about that.
wow.
I was going to
Yet.
say, was that not inspiring to you enough to mention before?
No, I'm submitting it to the publishers in the next couple of days. It will hopefully be out at the back end of the year. It is a book about actor training, and there are several incredible people who've contributed to it.
Wow,
But I
fantastic.
can't tell you anything about it yet because it's NDA. But yeah, I mean, there's stuff that might come in, that might not come in. I don't know, but I'm really focused on this radio thing just because it's been today and it's been really kind of present. Yeah, let's stick with that. That's already out in the world. There'll be more stuff. There always is.
You've got
Fantastic.
a lot under your belt already,
Yeah.
just coming up. So I mean, I think you might be okay for that.
I hope so.
Well, we'll go on to those segments. So we've got 3 things before we leave you for today. The first one is like a question of the week. So the last guest that we had on was Linda Ray, and we asked her a question, and then she asked us a question for the next guest. So we're gonna ask you the question that Linda Ray asked, and then
Yes.
we're gonna get you to ask a question for the next guest,
Right.
whoever that may be. So the question that Linda Ray asked, not knowing it was you, by the way, that was just a random question.
Good.
What was the last song you cried to and why?
Oh God.
There was a caveat in that Linda Ray did say, share as much or as little as you like.
That's true.
There you go. You could even just say the title if you wanted to.
The last song that I listened to that made me cry was One Man's Prayer by Regina Spektor.
Ooh, nice.
I'm saying no more.
Cool.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Fair.
Wow. There we go.
Do you have a
Good
question
tune.
for the
Good
next
tune.
person?
The question for the next person, I would say, what one single thing brings you joy, no matter how you're feeling?
Brilliant question. Oh,
Very
you
on
can trust
vibe
them
with
that they
it.
need to cook with
Yeah.
a question like that. That's a great question.
Find the joy.
There we go. So whoever the next guest is, they'll answer that. So
That's a
that'll be
good question.
that'll be quite fun.
Oh.
And then the next one is our favourite. It's called Thing of the Week. So this can literally be anything.
Anything.
So we've had Linda Ray's was farting. We've had snot, meal deals. Don't ask us. Don't
There was
ask.
no connection between the three.
So what is your Thing of the Week?
I'm gonna say it's one word. Sleep.
Oh,
Brilliant.
of course it is.
I
Don't
need
get
more
together,
sleep.
Dermot, okay? What about the people that said snot? Now you make me look bad.
That's not my thing of the week. It might be my thing of the week next week.
You never know.
Wow.
Great thing of the week.
And,
I think it's something we all love.
Why is sleep been your thing of the week this week?
So I'm just not getting enough of it. I slept well last night, but I think there's a Homer Simpson quote that every time I learn something new, something old gets pushed out, right? And I'm getting to a point where I genuinely think I'm gonna forget how to walk. because there's just too much happening in my brain at any given point.
Yeah.
So I'd try and go to sleep, and then have I done that? And did that thing happen? And what do I need to do tomorrow? And all of that kind of plays through. So sleep would be good.
Yeah,
No,
I can
would
relate
be
to
good.
that. I
I
can
can
relate to
relate.
that.
It's a good one. But right, to finish us off, so thank you for your time as well. I just want to say that.
No worries.
It's been
Amazing.
absolutely
It's been
brilliant.
really good. But to finish us off, we have the song of the week. So I'll let you introduce it, and then we'll get into the song itself.
So this is a song that I genuinely can't stop listening to at the minute. And it's a song called HOOD by the brilliant band from the north of Ireland called Nika.
That was our song of the week, and that was our interview with Dermot. Really good, guys.
Yeah, I love
Really
speaking to
good.
Dermot.
Oh, he's
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's really sound. So
yeah.
thank you, Dermot, for your time as well. We're going to go into our HQFM quiz of the week.
The HQ.FM quiz and bingo software are proud to sponsor the Finding Our Feet podcast. Happy quizzing!
Okie dokie. So we're going to do it a little bit different this time. We're only going to do
Ooh.
5 questions. Okay.
Okay.
And the last question we're going to do like buzzers. So you get
Okay.
you get
Okay.
2 questions, and we'll do a steal. If,
Okay.
Or maybe I
Okay.
don't know. We'll go by ear.
We'll make it up as we
Okay.
go along.
We'll
Yeah.
go by ear because
We'll find our feet.
We'll find
Trust.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Very good.
Classic.
Very
classic.
good.
Right. So we're going to go to Becca first.
Okay.
course.
Question number 1.
It's always
Favoritism.
Favoritism, of course. You chose Becca to win earlier.
Oh, I did do that.
Yeah.
Game's a
Um,
game.
Valid point. So, which Irishman once told US Customs, "I have nothing to declare but my genius"?
I'm gonna say.
Notice how I've done the Irish question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
Okay.
that. Is it someone I'd actually know?
You will know their name.
Hopefully.
It's not like Sean Merrick. You know, It's someone who's
Like,
famous.
yeah, I'll know who they are.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna
Becca
go.
Boomer's granddad.
Maybe. Is it Conor McGregor?
It is not. Sean, do you want to
Damn.
steal?
Ooh, is it Roy Keane?
It's not.
Ooh,
The answer
who
was
is it?
Oscar Wilde.
Oh,
Damn,
I
he went to the school in my town.
I actually didn't know he's Irish. Is that bad?
Oscar Wilde, yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It was either that or I was gonna
Awful.
just say like St. Patrick.
Got you. Fair point. Well, Sean, we'll go to you. Can you get
Hello.
a point? Here we go.
Okay.
Pennsylvania Station is beneath which famous New York City building?
Oh, rough.
Are you a dog?
Woof. Oh, I don't know. I don't know New York. I've never been.
You know this place.
I've been.
Is it? I'll guess to say the Empire State Building.
Is incorrect.
Could you repeat the question?
Pennsylvania Station is
Uh-huh.
beneath which famous New York City building?
I'm gonna say the. I can't say that. I was
It's not.
okay. What's another good building that's famous in New York?
It's a
I
big
don't-
building.
A big building.
Yeah, it's a big building. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to give it away. I feel that's me.
Okay.
Becca Boomer's
Then
looking
I
at me.
I don't know.
I'll be on
I was
Empire
gonna,
State
I
Building,
was
I've
gonna
got no
say
clue.
like the. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you
I
you're
actually
forfeiting?
just don't know. I
The
forfeit.
answer was Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Is that a building?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I thought it
Yeah.
was a garden.
No, it's a.
So Central Park.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
there we
a
go.
UFC event in Central Park.
That's crazy.
That's not a bad idea,
Oh,
actually.
there we go. Pitch it to Dana White.
Is it a football thing?
No, it's like boxing, UFC,
Ah.
like events. It's an event
Makes
thing,
sense.
concerts,
Yeah,
all
a lot
that.
of concerts there.
Okay, let's go back to Becca.
Yeah.
Which member of the royal family carried out the most official engagements during 2024 after Princess Anne, who was first, and King Charles, who was second?
You just said a lot of words to me, Sam.
Which member of the royal family carried out the most official engagements during 2024 after Princess Anne, who was first, and King Charles, who was second?
Like carried out the most engagements, as in.
Like, did the most events, I'm guessing.
Oh, I see.
I presume so.
Yeah,
Because in my head I was thinking marriage, and I was like,
That's crazy.
yeah.
imagine.
I'm gonna
Tough
say.
questions today, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Charles.
King Charles was second.
Oh,
That was.
I'm gonna say.
I'll give you another chance.
William. Oh no, Harry.
They're both incorrect.
Because I thought Harry did a lot of press
But
stuff after
Harry gave up being a royal, didn't he? I mean, he gave up his royal titles. So I'm guessing
I
he
can tell you the
doesn't do
answer's
much
not
engagement.
Harry or
Well, I
William.
wouldn't
Well,
think so.
you've given him more clues,
Is
haven't you?
he going to be one of the little kids? Like little Prince George or something?
No.
No. Oh, I don't know the rules that well.
Say any old name.
Well, okay.
None of the names that I said.
King Sean.
I think in terms of roles, I only know the Queen, William, and it's not going to be them. So
Queen William.
Rough.
Woof. I don't know. Let's go.
You can forfeit it if you want.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm gonna forfeit.
Okay, well the answer was Prince Edward.
Okay, I had no clue who he is.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that not the one that got in lots of trouble?
that's
That's Andrew.
Oh.
Imagine that is the question I choose.
He was in rather a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Okay, well it is 0-0 after.
Who's gonna steal it?
Oh,
Okay, my buzzer is ding because I think it has to
Okay.
be at this point.
mine is
Dong.
Dong.
Yeah, dong. Okay, let's go for. All right, this is a fun one. The Office for National Statistics estimates
Come on, lay off.
wait estimates that by 2030, 6 million Brits will be over what age?
Can
Like-
I say like a smart one? Ding. Well, all of them are gonna be over 0.
Just 6 million, though. Just 6 million.
Only 6 million, are you sure?
Oh, is it only 6 minutes?
Smart one, she
million?
says.
Yes.
Oh, okay, then I'm gonna say.
0 again.
I'm gonna say 70.
Okay.
Did you say by 2030?
By 2030.
Okay, I'm going to guess it's quite a high age. I'm guessing they're predicting people to live long. I'm going to say 100.
We're going to have to do a closest to because no one's got it correct.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's definitely like it's definitely like a
12. No.
Well, you can't change your answer now.
Well,
85, 90 sort of.
the correct answer is 80, which means Becca is the
Yes!
closest. She's closest by 10 years.
Damn.
So there you go. Then Becca Boomer, you win the.
Again,
we're going,
I'm a
we're going down to
winner.
5 questions.
Anybody listening is like, how is she winning?
You've smashed this episode. You and Dermot are the main people in this
Yeah.
episode, basically. Me and Sean are just here.
Yeah, we're just facilitating the greatness that is Becca Boomer and
Isn't
Dermot.
it always like that, lads?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right. Well, I think that's all we have
No.
time for today.
So I'm the great one.
So I want to say, first of all, in terms of plugs, again, if we haven't mentioned it already, follow our Instagram at Finding Our Feet Podcast and put on there any guests that you think would be cool to see, and anything like topics wise you want to see, and also just keep up to date because we're posting on there quite often. A massive thank you to Chapel FM for keeping us and hosting us and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. A massive shout out to them, and keep up to date with what they're doing. Again, they have an Instagram and Twitter.
Go check out their
Go check
website.
them,
You'll
I'd
see all the
say.
programs on there.
Yeah, but thank you everyone. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on the next
Thanks, guys.
episode.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See ya.
See ya. Love
Ciao.
you.
Au
Ta-ta now.
revoir.
Bye-bye.
Love you.